If you're feeling depressed, inadequate, unloved, low self-worth, things are not changing and like you have settled for less, hang on. I'm reminded of that picture that we have seen often through the internet with the stork and the frog. The stork is trying to eat the frog. If I can find the picture, I'll post it on here. And the frog's got the stork around the neck. So the stork's gonna have to spit the frog back out. That's what I mean by hang on. In life, sometimes we feel exactly like I'm walking through right now. All is dead. There's no promise, nothing to look forward to. Everything ahead of me is dead. A little bit of green in the horizon. But so far, everything I've been going through is just dead. Sometimes life just feels this way. Just feels like there's very little hope. Almost nothing. What would we have? Sometimes it's depressing. We're just now coming out of a winter. And everything always is dead like this. And when you sit here and, in times in life and it's like, this is what I came through. Not very promising. I didn't prosper. It wasn't abundant. Life hasn't seemed to really change. When's it going to change? It's been a long journey and it's been this. Barren, fruitless, dead. There's some beautiful green. Yeah, neighbors, other people, they're doing great. Sometimes I feel like them, green, beautiful, me. Sometimes I feel like that piece of equipment, abandoned and forgotten. And say, Lord, how long? How long? And I look back into what looks and appears like my future, and I'm thinking, this doesn't look too good. I see green way ahead. Will I ever make it? Look at what I got to go through. Life is that way sometimes. You think you got something? Somebody else beat you to it. Or it turns out not to be fruitful at all. But God's got a plan for us. He's got a big plan for us. He's going to be with us, and He's always with us. And when we fall into these times of despair, and we feel like that dead tree back there, actually, that dead tree provides a lot of food for the birds and the animals. A lot of the woodpeckers come in and get the bugs off it. And all that brush provides a lot of cover for the wildlife in the winter. There is a better future, even though it appears like this sometimes. Everything's dead. There is a better future, and sometimes what we just got to do is we've just got to, look down and deep underneath all of this crap. Underneath it, there is grass growing. There is grass growing. Sometimes what is promising and what is good, we overlook. Go like that, you see all dead. Stop a minute and start looking. Well, actually, there's a lot of life in there. There's a lot of hope. And come summer, That's what all this came from last year. All of it was waist high. This here last year was a great field for corn harvest. The deer, lots of animals, raccoons, they ate pretty good off this. It carried them all the way through the winter, besides the harvest for the farmer. We need to hang in there. Yes, there is times when we go through this, but what they are is they're preparing us. They're preparing us for what's ahead so that we can be stronger and strengthened. All these hard times like this, it goes down on the ground and it creates a nutrition and soil, and it helps for this next group of plant life, which is the next stage of our life, to come up and grow stronger. We can stand stronger because then we can say, man, this isn't nothing. We heard grandparents say, you know, back when they were younger, everything they had to put up with, you know, walk 5 miles to school and stuff like that. Well, that's what you're going to be able to say. There is a time. There's a time when life gets better, and it will get better, and it has been improving. It just is sometimes we do focus on the dead, and we don't look for the life underneath. And that's where I'd want to encourage you, and that's where it makes so much of a difference. See, the thing is that dead is sitting there with no future. It's sitting there thinking the life sucks. But the roots of it is sitting there looking and just saying, man, I can't wait. I'm going to grow so big. That's us. That's the down inside. That's the down inside us. And when you start talking positive and when you start focusing on the good things, you'd be surprised how much it changes your life. We aren't that. We aren't abandoned and forgotten. And you know, even that piece of equipment provides a lot of shelter for the rabbits during the winter. You should see all the rabbit tracks around this thing in the wintertime. So when the coyotes, the enemy, is hunting them down, they have protection. And that's what some of the trials we go through. It's so that we have protection. We're strengthened. We're stronger. But say positive things. Say, I am getting better. It is getting better. I am going to make it through this. My grandma always used to say that. She always used to say, and this too will pass. And this too will pass. And this too will pass. It will pass. This is going to be all green in just a short period of time. All the ice will be melted off the water. Frogs are going to be out here hollering, you know. That's really something. I'll get that one for you guys. But this too will pass. You've got a great future. Hang on. Don't give up. It is getting better. It's growing. He's got big things for us. Focus on the good things. Say positive things. Say things are getting better. I am not stuck. I am doing better. Whether you're waiting for a girlfriend or a boyfriend, they're on their way. They may be going through the same things. My wife and I, we didn't meet when we were in our teenagers, when we were young, we were older. But both of us had to develop to become the person we were meant for each other. And that's what we got to do. You know, when I was younger, I wanted a nice new truck. It took years before I actually was able to get a nice one. And the big thing I know, had I got some of the trucks that I've had, I would have destroyed them when I was young because I didn't know how to take care of them. I used to feel neglected, and why can't I prosper? Well, I had to take care of some stuff. Learn how to manage and take care of my truck. Those little things in life, they do add up and they do matter. It's not to say God's forgotten us, because He hasn't forgotten us. He's building us. He's developing us. Look at this tree here. This is actually common with popple. So they'll do this just before they start leafing out. And you notice it's down. It's fallen over. But it hasn't given up. It hasn't given up. Actually, it's a pretty good sized popple too. So I just want to encourage you, do watch your words, because when you talk negative and you talk about bad things, and you focus on the dead, it does look dead. But when you start saying, hey, there is a future, look at that green ahead. And you know, when you're in that green, actually, you might be able to see the rabbit right down there. Yep, aren't they precious? Hopefully you guys got to see that little turkey running through there. But you know, it's just, there's life there. And when you get through something like that, and you're walking through that open field on the other side of that green, and somebody's fussing to you about having walked through that field on the other side, you're saying, you know, I've been through a lot, and we can make it through this. And you can encourage the other person, who what you'll feel like at that time is a very small trial. But to them, it's one of their new first trials, and it's overwhelming. And when you're in that green, luscious life, and there's others that'll be struggling, you can lift them up. Be your family members or whatever it is. So praise God. Focus on the living, on the good things in life. So all those are going to be those. All these are going to be full leaves. You too are going to be. Hope this blessed you. Like and subscribe. And leave a comment in the bottom telling us how good. You know, it really makes a difference. It makes a difference. Just say, my life's getting better. It's improving. Things are growing. Talk to you next time.